I was watching this parody, and the question that was asked in the parody was, what state is the city of Chicago in? And the answer was the state of violence. And that's real. It's like over 700 murders in Chicago this year, or 2016. And it's ridiculous. But because of the teachings of Dr. York, that helped me survive that violence. I became a wu-nuwaupu around 1993. And like many of you, once I read my first book, and as Dr. York said, that hook was in my nose, and that was it. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is it. And it was the teachings of Dr. York that really transformed me from a boy to a man. That's right. And I say that because a lot of you may not believe this, but I'm really shy.
Yeah, we don't believe you.
I'm really a shy person. I'm really more of an introvert. But Dr. York's teachings have given me a self-confidence.
Yeah, that's right.
That I am not afraid of who I am.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
In 2005, a lot of you may not know, but I'm the oldest of three. My brother, who was born in 1973, was actually murdered in Chicago in 2005. He was murdered along with my cousin, who I grew up, who I considered like my brother, who I knew basically all my life, and another one of my childhood friends. They were all murdered at the same time. And at the time, I was living in Georgia because of Dr. York and his teachings and trying to advance everything that we're about. And they were murdered on the same corner that I spent most of my childhood on. And it's very likely that I would have been there had I not been in wu-nuwaupu, had I not been a student of Dr. York. And this is, when you look at Chicago, you realize that there is some form of transformation that has to take place there. And that transformation is the same, the transformation that's needed there is the same transformation that I went through when I realized there was more to life than what I saw in my surroundings.
Yeah.
And those, the knowledge that I was given of myself, the self-awareness, the great things that our ancestors did, I learned from Dr. York. And it taught me that there was more to life than what's in the streets. So this is something that President Obama and I have in common, because he is very familiar with the streets of Chicago. Right? And he needs to understand, he needs to recognize that an individual like Dr. York can make great waves in a city like Chicago.
That's right.
The message of self-pride, self-awareness, responsibility, being a man, being responsible for your actions. All of those things that I learned as a wu-nuwaupu. And those brothers and sisters in the city of Chicago need that type of information. They need that type of example that Dr. York has been to me and to all of you.
That's right.
it's very important for Dr. York's freedom.
That's right.
If we look at the state of what we call Black America, there is really very few examples that exemplify the things that Dr. York has done over the years of his teachings. As he said, you know, we as a people don't build ghettos. We built elaborate societies as we did in Georgia.
Yeah.
Right, break it down.
This, you don't see this. You don't see that type of example throughout the United States in Black America. You don't see a man bring people from all walks of life, get them to work together in love and unity.
That's right.
With his message.
That's right.
You don't see that example. And we built Tamaray, we built Egypt.
That's right.
With our hands, blood, sweat, and tears. And we didn't do it, we didn't come here or come to Georgia asking for handouts. That is not what Dr. York teaches. He teaches responsibility, and he teaches that example that was given to us by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, which was do for self.
That's right.
So when we, as a people, under the tutelage and the teachings of Dr. York, who is our example for what we should be and what we should strive to do as a people, we understand that he is needed in this world.
Yeah.
Tell it. Now more than ever. Tell the truth.
We definitely want to express wholeheartedly to President Barack Obama that Dr. Malachi Z York is needed.
That's right.
Not just here in America, but abroad. There are people all over the world who acknowledge the great things that Dr. York has done, the great example that he has provided for us. We need that example. President Obama, the world needs Dr. York.
Yeah.
So please, do the world a favor. Not just us here. Not just us here. Do the world a favor.
Yeah.
And free Dr. York.
Free Dr. York. Free Dr. York. Free Dr. York. Free Dr. York. Free Dr. York. Free Dr. York. Free Dr. York. Free Dr. York. Free Dr. York. Yes. Free Dr. York. Yes. Free Dr. York. Yeah. Yes. Free Dr. York. Yes. Free Dr.